if you had to make the decision right now, I'm not trying to trade people. I'm not trying to ship people out. I'm just asking out loud on a team with not a lot of assets, on a team that's trying to grasp at the last, feet of rope on the dynasty rope to climb back up into the championship contention. Is he somebody who can help you win a championship? Or is he somebody that's an asset that could possibly be moved to help you get somebody who will get you close to the championship? Like, I don't even know. Like, again, a normal year, he's a guy I want to keep, I want to build with. I'm thinking long term. But, like, they don't have a lot of assets. So if another team comes calling in the right deal, and I'm not trading Podziemski. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just asking out loud, is he more valuable to me, or is he more valuable to acquire something else? Like, I don't even know.
We did a little bit of everything for the Warriors. He ended up shooting 38.5% from three. I think he could shoot the three ball even better. And yet he shot 38.5% his rookie season, 45% from the field. He's 21 years old. And then you get TJD, who finishes a vote shy of the second team. Can they be building blocks on the championship team? Well, they helped you at least get to the play-in. They played a big role in this season. And part of the turnaround this season was when they started playing the young guys.
Agreed.
Kuminga, Podz, TJD. Now, Moody, pardon me, got the short end of the stick a lot of times with DNPs or whatnot, but he'll get an opportunity next season if they don't move him. I don't know what you do with Podz. I don't know. What's his ceiling?
What's his ceiling? That's a great question. Like, I don't think you can start him alongside Steph Curry for long stretches of a season because I don't think defensively they're good enough as a combination in my backcourt. I think he does a great job rebounding and hustling, and he can set up plays. And I'm very optimistic as to what his half-court offense can look like.
Led the league in charges.
Yes, but that's not an indicator of how great of an individual defender you are.
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying he led the league in charges. Sometimes you could say
it's a hustle.
He took a charge because he got beat on the play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to recover and whatnot. But look, man, he as a 6', 7', 8 guy, I'm not mad at Podz.
No, I'm not.
Can he be a starter right now in the championship team? No, that's asking a lot for a 21-year-old. But with his, he's not athletic, but he has great footwork. I mean, if he can get the floor down. Floor vision. He rebounds well for a guard. He's a tough customer, man. I like Podz.
But when we say like all rookie team, right? Most people's assumptions like, oh, this guy could progress into a starter and he's going to be a 5 to 10 year player for your team and things like that. So I wonder how they view him long term.
Yeah, I do too. I'm very intrigued. But, I mean, you make the rookie team, and this was a really good rookie class.
Oh, my God.
A really good rookie class. I mean, TJG just missed out on the second team. G.G. Jackson, who we got to know well.
Oh, yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Casey Wallace for OKC was a rookie. Had a vital role for their run. In the second round, Keontae George is a nice young point guard in Utah. Amid Thompson, one of the twins. The Thompson twins down to Houston. Derek Lively is second with the Mavericks. This is a very good rookie class so far. By the way, comedian Jim Gaffigan, don't miss your chance to see him at one of his 2 shows taking place at the Mountain Winery in Saratoga, June 21st and 22nd. Get your tickets today at mountainwinery.com, and for your chance to score a pair of tickets on the show, on the 22nd, enter online at 957thegame.com. Again, go see Jim Gaffigan. He's a funny, funny dude.
So I'm wondering, like, as the Warriors are looking to make moves, and they're going to be active, and they're going to be in on everything, and is he an untradeable?
I don't think anybody's untradeable on this team right now, with the exception of Stephen Curry. But part of what we're saying here in the offseason is you want to get younger. We're going to get younger. And all I hear is, let's trade the young guys. So like, wait, what do you want to do here? I think first and foremost, the team needs to get more athletic. You need to get longer and rangier. Well, that's in my mind.
Yeah. So, like, I view Podz as a point guard. I don't view him as a shooting guard.
Can he be a backup point guard?
No. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Run the second unit. At times, run the first unit. Start to hit the open three. I like Podz.
Their number one need is a bigger number 2 who's athletic. Right. Yep. To me.
Yeah. So, if I don't have to trade Podz, I wouldn't trade Podz.
I wouldn't either. But I just wonder, like, is he like a no way? I'm never going to throw him in a deal. I don't know how they view him like that.
I think they really like Podz.
Okay,
I think they really like Podz.
Take your word on that.
But I don't know if he's untouchable. I'm not a wall on the fly. I'm not a fly on the wall in Mike Dunleavy's office. I'm not a fly on the wall at Joe Lacob's office or Steve Kerr's office. I don't know who's untouchable on this team. I don't know where they're going to start to begin this retooling of the roster.
Do you think the league values Kuminga or Podz higher?
They'd probably view Podz higher because of his athleticism and his size and his ability to get to the rim.
Podz?
No, Kuminga.
Okay, sorry.
Size, athleticism,
you think Kuminga's
ability.
Higher?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would think so, but who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, I would lean Kuminga, absolutely. Especially because there's so many dynamic point guards.
But I'm not going to worry about who's going to get traded or who's available. Warriors have to make that decision themselves. And this is just a good accomplishment for Podz. He should be able to wear this badge of honor. Maybe his value skyrockets because of this. I have no idea. I have no clue how the league sees Podz. Is he throwing in the trade? I want to keep the youngsters. I think the youngsters are pretty damn good. The youngsters infused life into this team last season. When Wiggins was down and out, well, you had Kuminga and Podz stepping up. You know what I'm saying? When Clay was down and out, you've had Podz stepping up and TJD. When Looney went down.
They went to Podz at the start for the first guy off the bench in the playing game. They went to him over CP3.
Yep.
And then in the second half, they went to Podz before CP3 again.
Right.
I was surprised by that.
I was surprised, but you know what? Good experience for him. Good experience for him. So these days, I'm not iffy on Podz. What are you talking about? I want Podz to stay. What are you listening to, son? Let's go to Bill and Marin. Bill, what's happening? You're on the roast here on 95.7 The Game.
Okay.
What up, Bill?
Hey there. So I just want to quickly say, first of all, Podz is on a rookie salary,
right.
So he's cheap. The other thing, too, is I think the big story right now is the league is so deep. So behind the Warriors, you have Memphis, San Antonio, and Houston that are just going to get better. And the teams ahead of us are all younger. So I don't know that one move is going to do it for you. So right now you have this guy who's incredibly valuable with Podziemski. So I can't imagine putting him in a trade of any kind. I don't think you're that close to. I mean, I think we're competing, which is great. But this idea of choosing this moment to go for a title just because Steph is in his last years, the league is incredible right now.
Well, I think
look at it. There's so much depth.
I'll let you finish because I just want your opinion on this. Like, if you have a bunch of undesirable pieces that cost a lot, most of the time you have to staple something that is of value, and that's the only reason why I suggest the Podziemski thing. I think most people would want it, but like another team, like, hey, if we're going to take on Wiggins' contract, we want something of value,
right.
And that's the only hypothetical that I'm contemplating.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Bill.
That's a really good point. I think it's just crazy right now. I mean, because I really like San Antonio, really like Houston, and Memphis with Ja back and those young pieces. It's going to be crazy, and I'm kind of proud of this team that they compete as well as they do. The idea is that we're entitled to a title every year.
Right. It's
fun basketball. I mean, I may be different than other people, but this idea of like having to win a title every year, I mean, they're really watchable still for me. So
there you go. Good call, Bill. Good call, Bill.
I like that.
Look, they're watchable. But however, with this team. Here, the direction Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy and Steve Kerr, they got to figure out here. Do we roll it out with the big three? Do we bring Clay back? Or do we say, you know what? We need to retool and build around. Literally, we're having a conversation at the end of the show. And I truly do believe this. No matter what people think about me and Draymond Green or whatnot, I still think you could build a very competitive team around Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Now, you need to do some work here. You need to make a lot of moves. That means CP3 is going bye-bye. That means Klay Thompson's going bye-bye. That means Andrew Wiggins is going bye-bye. Then you got to make a decision on some of the youngsters. Maybe Moses Moody. I don't like throwing these guys into trades, but can you build around Steph and Dre at this moment? I thought Dre played at a high level when he was on the floor. The problem we all had with Draymond Green was he wasn't on the floor. He got suspended 18 games, and he got ejected 4 times. So he was not on the floor. But can you build around those guys with spacing, 3-and-D type of guys? Like you see Jaden McDaniels in Minnesota, and I was reading something about it. The Lakers giving up on him and giving him away to Minnesota. Yeah. And a guy like that who quietly in Game 7 had 23 points playing lockdown defense. Those are the type of guys I'm looking at building around Steph and Draymond. Because if you're going to have Draymond Green, you're going to need shooting around him. You're going to need other shooters. You need at least 2 other shooters alongside Stephen Curry. You can no longer play 3-on-5 basketball. And what I mean by that in the half court is you can't have 2 non-scorers on the floor in today's NBA. It's just not going to work.
Well, I keep coming back to the same conclusions. We're talking about Podz, right? Podz and Draymond, I don't love the combination together offensively because both are pass-first guys.
Right.
And both require to have the ball in their hand. There's been some overlapping good minutes of those guys, but I don't think that's
right.
That's where the Podz catch and shoot game has to get better.
Has to get better. That's what I was just about to say. If he could shoot that thing and quietly, he didn't take a lot of attempts last year. Look, you look at him last year, he took the 3 threes a game. Well, he made 38% of them. 38.5%.
A nice push shot.
I'm not mad at that. If he goes up to say, instead of taking 3 threes a game, and he takes 5 threes a game, could you make 2.5? I know you can't necessarily make 2.5, but with the box score, you get 1.2.
I know what you mean.
If you could give me 2 to 3 makes a game and you could be that spot-up shooter, then it does work for Draymond Green, and your IQ is higher on the basketball floor. So then you got to figure out what to do with Andrew Wiggins, and I think that's priority number 1, in my opinion, because Clay's a free agent. He's going to make the decision on his own. They'll get to the table or whatnot. But what are you doing with Andrew Wiggins?
Well, that's the thing I worry about is, okay, Clay walks. Where do you find shooting? Just raw shooting.
That's what I'm saying. And you have to get shooting around Dre and Steph.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get shooting around Steph and Dre, one, they're going to blitz Steph all day long. You're going to see defenders like Jaden McDaniels every day, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to
Jr.
Stephen Curry. Derrick Jones Jr., all the guys in Minnesota, Dallas, everything. You're going to be Aaron Gordon and, Tavius Caldwell-Pope in Denver. They're going to be a problem. They're going to be shadowing Steph Curry all day long. So you need shooting outside of them. Now, if you don't believe Podz can take that jump for the 3-point line, then you got a decision to make, and then maybe you sell high. That's where a situation where you sell high. But right now, I'm not looking to get older. I'm looking to get a little bit younger, and I'm looking to get more athletic.
He's better than this guy. But, I remember when Eric Paschall had a season with the Warriors, and everyone was all excited, and it was like, where's this going to go with Eric Paschall? And he ended up getting traded, and it wasn't a fit. It just wasn't a fit. I think Podz fits way better than Eric Paschall. That's not what I'm comparing.
The ball hops around when he's on the floor.
Absolutely. I guess the question that I'm getting at is that normally when a guy makes the rookie, first team, you're thinking, can he be an all-star? I don't even think that comes into my equation of Podziemski at all.
Not right now. Not right now. Not in the Western Conference. We got Luka. Jamal Murray hasn't made an all-star game.
I know, but
you know what I'm saying?
First team rookie,
first team
start
rookie.
to dream,
Yeah. Well, let's not dream. Let me kill that dream right now. The Western Conference is loaded.
Well, yes,
all right,
yes.
All right. Making an all-star. De'Aaron Fox didn't make the all-star game last year. Okay,
yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
but you see what I'm saying? That's how a fan's brain starts to correlate. Now,
are people dreaming about all-stars?
Well, I think Podziemski, shockingly, is extremely polarizing. Some think he plays too much. Some think he's great. I think he's been awesome. I think he's a good sixth man. Whether you want to call him light Dante DiVincenzo or whether you want to say that he's just a great energy piece who really fits. That's what I think he is. To me, he's a great off-the-bench type of a player, but I view him more as a point guard. I don't view him as a shooting guard. I don't love him starting alongside Steph. I don't love it.
So one thing about Podz, when he got himself into trouble, is when he dribbled, and he went to the paint, and he didn't have anywhere to go.
And then he's pivoting. And
He'll work on that. I believe he'll work on that. He's probably working on it right now down at Chase Center. So when that ball sticks, he knows that, hey, in this offense, it cannot stick. It's got to be 0.5 basketball, like Steph Curry was describing to the young hoopers at the Olympic Club a couple years ago when he was running his camp. Hey, that ball's like a grenade. 0.5. What are you going to do with it? Pod's got to figure out to get that thing out a little bit quicker. That's when he gets himself into trouble. Mm-hmm. When he's playing well, that ball's hopping around and spinning around the perimeter. He's getting to the paint. He's passing it back out. So that is definitely an area of improvement for him. But for him to be the 19th overall pick, to be getting DMPs a couple years ago and make first team all rookie, hell of an accomplishment for him. I was talking to somebody yesterday.
I didn't see it coming.
I was talking to somebody yesterday who's affiliated with the Warriors, and they were just like, I didn't see this coming. I thought he was going to be a center crew. You asked me before the season, what do you think about Podz? It's like, get ready for the C-dubs.
Well, me and Guru were kind of tongue-in-cheek, Podz looks good. And that's what we kept saying. Because he had a couple of bad summer league games. Right. And then he played a little better toward the end. And me and Guru were always hyped up on the draft picks, and we were kind of tongue-in-cheek in it. And you kind of rolled your eyes at us. And I was like, yeah, I know, you're probably right, Ponte.
I wrote, everybody did. And the guy made first team all rookie.
And then TJD not far behind him
Right.
in the sense that like he had obviously a different role, and I think it took a lot longer for him to assimilate to what they were trying to do and for him to gain that trust.
Right.
I love TJD off the bench.
Him and Podz off the bench is very, very
Love
solid.
TJD off the bench.
Very solid. Very solid. I do like that. Let's go to Coach in Los Altos. Coach, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Oh, hey, guys! It's great to be back in the Bay, and love hearing the show. They have a conundrum here. To me, the only untouchable, non-tradable step may be Draymond, and you look to rebuild around that. And if you look at their 4 young players, just look at Podz as a 1, Moody as a 2. Kuminga as a 3 or a 4, and TJD as a 5. That's 4 young quality players. They're not necessarily, you're not going to win a championship with them, but those are 4 solid players. So I think as much as I love Clay and he can still shoot, he's a step slower on defense. He's not that cover guard anymore on D. And I think Wiggs, I think he won his ship, got his bag, and I just think his head's somewhere else. So, so to me, I think you can move the whole roster except for Steph and Dre, but I would try and keep that young cadre of players because I think they're a good, solid unit.
Yep.
And you could probably get a 3-and-D wing, as you've said, or a defense first 2 guard to play alongside Steph. I love the McDaniels. I mean, I'll tell you that the caller a couple of callers ago nailed it. Like, I watched every minute of that Denver-Minnesota game. I had picked Minnesota to win it all. I think they're going to beat the Celtics.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think they're going to roll. I think they're going to roll the Mavericks.
Oof.
And I don't even think it's going to be even close.
Wow.
And to me, Ant-Man is the next coming of Michael. Like, that dude is legit. And we just don't have any weapons to play against that young talent. So I think it's time we go young. And it's really only Steph and Dre, and maybe even just Steph.
Fair
Those are my
point,
thoughts,
Coach.
guys.
Fair point, Coach. Good to see you. Good to hear from you, man. Long time no hear. Look, this Minnesota-Dallas series, we'll get right back into the Warriors. I'm so jacked up for this Western Conference Final. It's not even funny. I wish they were playing tonight. I wish they were playing every